So I've just distributed the hay now on an area of really thick rush, as you saw, and these are all the cows eating the hay. The cows are really content, you know, there's no bawling, they're all happy munching away. You can see on the backs, probably stood at the wrong side of them really, but they're reasonably fit, and yeah, they're doing alright. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, with the NoFence collars, I'm going to tighten up their sort of paddock, so they're in a small paddock, just for maybe an hour or so. But that'll increase the stocking density, well, close to maybe 500,000 kilos per hectare, maybe even 1,000,000 kilos per hectare equivalent. I'll work it out, and I'll show a screenshot of what I'm doing on a well, further on in this video, and then that should really kickstart this ground. Obviously it's pretty poor quality, the ground, but that animal impact, that trampling, the hoof effect, the high concentration of cow pats and urine, if you will, should really kickstart this ground, and hopefully, well, this time next year definitely, it'll be pretty transformational. I've done it on other ground, and the results are pretty impressive. And it's not costing me, well, all it's costing me is the quad bike, a bale of hay and some petrol. So there's some certain characters in America who some of you into mob grazing and regen aggle have heard of, and they actually talk of the cattle as sort of their tractors, you know. And so in effect I'm using the cows here as my tractors. They're improving the land, they're trampling this rush. I'm not using any diesel, and this animal impact on this such a small area should really improve the ground, improve the soil function, microbiology, trample a lot of dead litter down, which, yeah, ultimately should be regenerative in that it'll help establish new grasses, lots of biodiversity, and then, yeah, more green growing plant material, which in time will help with the carbon sequestration. So you can see the animal density there. So I'll, again, with the collars, I can put them, keep them in this field only for an hour or so, and to be honest, they'll hardly barely notice, because it'll take that long for the meat to eat the hay. But rather than them just roaming off, I'll just, like I said, just hold them here for a little bit longer. They'll probably have a lie down, but yeah, it should vastly improve this piece of ground, and it should be a win-win for the environment, for the water cycle, for the stock ultimately, the land ultimately, and yeah, biodiversity. That's the plan anyway. So here you can see all the cows in a small area using the NoFence collars app. So just to work out the stocking density, we know there's 64 cattle, well, 64 adult cows with collars on. So I'm averaging their weight at 500 kilos. And the area they're in, what you can see there, is 0.09 hectares. So I've simply multiplied 64 cattle by 500 kilos, comes to 32,000 kilos, and divided that by 0.09, which is the area they're in. And then you can times it by 1 if you want, but that comes up with a stocking density of 355,555 kilograms per hectare, which is, yeah, quite a high stocking density. So here where the cows were yesterday, you can see hopefully that the rush is really quite trampled in this area, and I intend to do that over a lot of rushy areas through this winter, and so hopefully next spring we should certainly see the difference.